Hello everyone, today I wanted to talk about how good is the hunting horn in Monster Hunter Wilds. And there's actually a lot for us to cover here because this weapon got some cool new moves and some quality of life features. Now, the hunting horn was actually one of the few weapons that was mentioned to be getting some big changes and that it was much closer to what it was back in World rather than what we had in Rise. Rise's hunting horn was this fast striking weapon that, while it was fun and got a ton more people to try out the hunting horn, but for the remaining 12 of us, the hunting horn mains and enjoyers, it felt like it strayed too far away from what the hunting horn used to be, because in Rise it was essentially more of a faster hammer that also happened to give buffs at the same time. But now in Wilds we have a great return to form with the hunting horn, and honestly this weapon has never felt as good as this, as you now have more ways than ever to cue notes all the while you attack monsters, and you even have a counter with the offset melody. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's get into the details. So you still have all of the core fundamentals of the hunting horn, with each button press having a corresponding note, and you can play melodies by performing the button combinations for each melody that you can see on screen, and with every hunting horn having a different song list. You can also add an extra note on some of your attacks with no animation at all. You've got the quick stab and all of that to get to play notes quicker. Now you can queue up to 3 different melodies so that whenever you press the R2 button, you'll be able to play all 3 of these melodies and get the corresponding buffs, like so. Now, to get the improved version of all of these buffs, you would need to play all of them a second time. However, for example, now that I don't have the attack buff, I can simply play it and follow up with an encore, and I'll be able to get the improved buff for attack up, which is why on the top right corner of the screen you can see that self-improvement and attack up are both written in purple, whereas if I play fire resistance once like this, it's going to be turning yellow because it's only level 1. Now, if you wish to end a performance earlier, either because you fear getting hit by an attack or you just want to get 2 buffs but save the final melody, you can do so by using an encore early. So if I press R2, I'm going to play these first 2 songs like this, and if I press triangle and circle, I will encore these 2 melodies, but I will save the final one. That being said, there is now a brand new mechanic in Monster Hunter Wilds called the performance beat, where you need to perfectly time your R2 button presses whenever your hunting horn glows to be able to get an extra attack. So if I start doing my performance, I actually missed the timing there. I actually missed all of the timings, but whenever my hunting horn was glowing white, I was able to press R2, which would have allowed me to get an extra attack off and deal increased damage. So that's 1, 2, and then 3, all with the perfect timing, like so. Now, on top of all of these melodies that you can play, you get one special melody, which is the offset melody that you can see by looking at the top right corner of the screen. And whenever you cue the offset melody, it's always going to remain there even if you have 3 different melodies like this. So if I get another self-improvement, my oldest melody would be replaced whenever I do this, but the offset melody is always going to stay there. And the only way in which I can play this offset melody is by pressing R2 together with circle and triangle at the same time. Like this. Now you can actually hold this attack like this by holding the R2 button, and when you let go you get that melee attack where the hunter just attacks with the horn. Now, another cool thing about the offset melody is that you can actually use it during a performance without breaking it. So if I start playing my self-improvement buffs like this, as you can see, I'll be able to go still into my offset melody, I can let go, and after that I can resume my self-improvement buffs, my performance, by pressing the R2 button again. So this allows you to be much more accurate with your offset attack, and the reason why you want that is because your offset melody counts as an offset attack, which means that if you use this whenever a monster is about to hit you, let go of this attack, you're actually going to parry that attack. And I'll be showing you that in effect against a Characabra in a moment, together with how the focus strike works for the hunting horn, because the focus strike also has a rhythm game that I think is very interesting. Now, another very cool addition of the hunting horn in Monster Hunter Wilds is the echo bubble that you can perform by pressing R2 and X at the same time, like this. And you can actually hold up to 3 of these bubbles. If you look at the top left corner of the screen where all of your notes are, you can see 3 different circles on the left there. And if I use another one of these, I'm going to lose another circle, because now I have spent 2 of my echo bubbles. These echo bubbles give you movement speed as well as evasion as long as you remain in the bubble, but the buffs will temporarily last a short while after you leave the bubble. Though again, it's not a very long duration, as you can see, like this. And whenever you play a note, regardless of whether or not you yourself, the hunter, are inside the bubble, this bubble will deal damage in the area. So you can see those reverberations right there on the floor. Those are from all of the notes that I'm playing here. And that even includes whenever you do shortcuts with your hunting horn, whenever you do the stab attack as well. All of those count. So this is something that you're going to want to put down as you play a performance and apply the buff so that you'll be able to deal damage to a monster at the same time. But another very cool aspect of these echo bubbles is that while you are playing the animation for the echo bubbles and your hunter is dancing here, you can actually do what the game calls storing notes, which is just basically you can queue up your next melody like this. So if I place down this bubble, press triangle, triangle, and then circle, I was able to get self-improvement as well as attack up. So again, it's just another way for you to be much more effective with the hunting horn, being able to cue the melodies while you do different actions. But now let's go ahead and find a vulnerable Chotacabra so I can show you a couple of mechanics that I couldn't show it to you here without a proper test subject. Also, another cool thing about the hunting horn in Wilds is that while you are riding the sacred, you can actually play melodies. So you can take out your weapon like this, and you can start just queuing the different notes. So if I do this, circle and then triangle, as you can see I'm able to get attack up, and you can even play the melodies like this. And at the end you're able to encore them to get the level 2 buff as well. So if you're playing in a party and you want to buff everyone as you get close to the monster, this is something you can do. And of course with the hunting horn you've also got your jumping attack out of a mount, and you've also got your sneak attack, so let's go and do that. Boom, right there. And let's start by using the echo bubble. And let's get some echo wave blunts to deal extra damage. I also really want to get my offset melody off, so I'm going to start storing it. And we already get a wound here, so let's go ahead and use it so that I can show you the focus strike for the hunting horn. Now the thing about the focus strike is that, as I said before, there is a rhythm game to it. When you do this, you're able to cue different notes, and if you do it at the right time, you're going to get a more powerful finisher at the end. But now let's go ahead and do this. Try to get the perfect timing on all of these. It's a bit more difficult while I'm talking, but you get the gist. Apply the echo buffs. I'm going to try to focus on getting echo wave blunts, because you deal more damage that way, and you also often flinch the monster on top of all of the blunt damage that you deal with the weapon by itself. And of course remember to use focus mode to be able to redirect the attacks. Let's see if I can get a counter off. There you go, a perfect offset attack into the Chotacabra. You'll have to see it now. I was able to queue up a couple of echo wave blunts, so let's go ahead and use them. Boom, big damage, and into the floor he goes. I really love the hunting horn in this game, it's a lot of fun. I'm absolutely in love with it. Their developers have really done a phenomenal job with this weapon. It feels so much more powerful than it has before, and now with the focus strikes as well as the echo bubble, you have a lot more freedom when it comes to being able to queue up notes and still having different actions that allow you to be much more aggressive. Chotacabra here is in the middle of a turf war, but let's see if I can get a mount attack off. And there he is, our boy, the Chotacabra. Let's put this down on the floor. And while we're at it, I'm also going to cue my offset melody. Let's use the performance. Boom, look at all of those hits. I actually had the perfect timing there to get my offset attack off, but that's fine. Let's get a counter off here. Let's see if he does something. Boom, there you go. I don't think it was quite the perfect timing, but I'll take it. Again, remember that you yourself do not need to be in the bubble. Chotacabra is the one that needs to be in the bubble to take damage. But dude, he's already taking a beating. He's already wanting to flee from us. The hunting horn is such a powerful weapon in this game, dude. Ooh, the Chotacabra has actually gone to sleep. So let's go ahead and play some melodies on him, shall we? Boom, he wakes up like that. I was trying to be considerate, but he woke up with the power of my dance. So that's okay. Boom, into the floor he goes. And you have so much more mobility now while doing these performances. It's such a good buff for the hunting horn, dude. Such a good weapon. Oh, I see a wound in the back. Let's see if we can use it. Boom, and down he goes with the power of music on his ass. And there you have it. Hopefully I was able to showcase just how powerful and so much more fun the hunting horn now is in Monster Hunter Wilds. Not only do you have many more offensive options to play with this weapon, as you aren't just sitting there while playing your melodies, but you also gain a lot more mobility and can be a lot more reliable with this weapon. So to those people that tell you that the hunting horn is a support weapon, show them this video because this weapon is crazy. Check out the video playlist below the like button for all of the weapon showcases that I have made on Monster Hunter Wilds in case you're curious about any of them. I'm still going to make a video about all 14 weapons, I'm just going to cover some of them a little bit differently. But if you have been enjoying these videos, then please subscribe to the channel as it does help me out a lot. With that being said, my name is Dark Hero, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, happy hunting!